Alright, we're should be live in a few seconds here.
Excuse me?
maybe that's the beginning of your half.
That'd be great. No better way to start the stream. Alright. We should be live to both Twitch and YouTube at this point. Hello and sorry. I'm going to start off with an apology because I was super late to getting to Paul's today. Mainly because I left my house 10 minutes later than I usually do, and traffic was a special kind of hell today, so it took me roughly 25 minutes longer than it usually does, which resulted in me getting here very late. But we're here now, that's all that matters, and thank you for waiting. We do appreciate it. I should address the elephant in the room first, I suppose, or the keg in the room, which is this beautiful keg that Paul picked up at Costco earlier.
Yeah, Costco.
And it's perfect because it's like an Oktoberfest beer.
Yep.
München Hofbrau.
München.
Mucus Brau. And it's imported from Munich because we are German.
We're celebrating Oktoberfest today.
At heart. Yes, we are.
Hello, wife and baby.
Wife and baby are on board. They're handling the stream. Controlling all the knobs.
Right, and I need to read the instructions for how to open this. So,
oh yeah.
Word of warning: we drink beer on the show.
Yep. If you couldn't tell, there is no cork in this, right?
Fold the tongue on the top of the keg and turn it a quarter in the direction of the arrow. Okay. Quarter.
I mess with some. There's also occasionally adult language or foul language on the show, so bear that in mind. If something goes wrong with opening this keg right now, you will certainly hear some expletives.
How do you turn? Oh, jeez.
It's making me very nervous. Like I'm actually...
Oh! Alright.
The hatch has been opened!
I believe it's been vented.
Okay.
Grab your Paul's Hardware mug, Kyle.
Yes, I shall. Available now on paulshardware.net.
You're supposed to like do it off of the edge of a table, but I want people to be able to see.
Oh,
so.
yeah. That's the little tap.
Place keg at the edge of a table, fold the tongue of the tap forward, pull out the tap completely.
What if we put it on a computer?
Yeah, one of the water-cooled ones.
Yeah.
Preferably, or just have like a mother. We could stack up some motherboards.
Okay. I thought he just said a mother. I was like, whose mother?
Place glass under the tap. Turn the tap slightly to the left.
We could do.
All right.
Here, look at some boards here, or some boxes.
What could go wrong, right?
Nothing at all.
What are you doing? I don't really want to set it on those.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh.
There's a chance beer might spill.
We're drowning in hardware, Paul. What's a couple $300 motherboards down the drain?
No big deal.
That'll free up some space in here.
So
okay, so you're just gonna hold it? Or are we just gonna?
All right, let's start here just to be safe.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to pull this out.
Doing a test first.
Beer should not come out yet.
Okay.
All right. So good.
Okay.
So now
how do you?
You can show people, and you want to turn it to the left.
It's got a dick. Oh, turn it to the left.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Turn the glass.
Oh.
Turn the red.
Oh, that's...
Turn that to the left.
To the left. Counterclockwise.
Kyle's never. Yeah, there you go. And then the beer comes out. Yay!
Oh, okay. I see. And you still gotta pour it like the way that they do at the bar.
You should.
Right, or any other way. It feels
cold.
cold.
I put it in the fridge. It's not like super cold.
Well done, Paul.
But it's cold.
Oh, it's a little foamy.
All right.
Just a smidge.
You gonna cut that off
I'm
there?
gonna cut that off right there.
Okay.
That's milky. Milky AF. It's a 50-50 blend. Beer and foam. I'm sure it'll die down eventually.
Yeah. I mean, it's a just tapped keg. There's always gonna be some foam.
Yeah, this is a few eggs that we're breaking to make this omelet.
Wow.
It's a good investment. Foam. Invest in foam. You'll have more beer by the end of it.
All right. This is mine.
Cool.
Cheers.
Cheers. Beautiful pours all around.
Happy Oktoberfest, everyone.
Yay. I guess I should have said Prost.
That's foamy. Oh yeah, Prost.
Ooh, that's quite tasty. Just tastes better when it's out of a keg, right? Totally different.
Once you get past that foam.
Yeah, right.
Right.
The initiation phase for your mouth. Okay. What other things should we
I don't know.
mention here?
I don't know. It's a shambles. Everything's shambles
Everything's
today.
terrible. My store is bitwit.tech.
Yeah,
And
Best of Calstar.
yeah, I've got stuff. The new heatsink logo,
Ooh.
which you guys have probably noticed by now, is available on a variety of different shirts and hoodies, as well as mugs. I like it. It's a new logo. There will be Hotline-themed merchandise coming soon as well. So
Oh.
if you're really into the bold, loud colors, like on the YouTube banner and the profile picture, that will be coming to your chest very soon as well.
That's exciting.
But these are all great quality shirts. Go ahead and pick up something from there, as well as Paul's store on paulshardware.net. I'm wearing one of his captive thumbscrew shirts.
Yeah, look at
a shirt that he doesn't even
Cal's
own.
shirt.
He doesn't even have one of these yet, so I feel very special.
Great shirt. I feel like more people should wear that shirt, so everyone buy that shirt, myself included.
Because you're spreading a message.
I'm sure I'll get one of those at some point.
Free all the captive thumbscrews.
Yes, it is a heatsink. Brew and the crew.
Yep,
That's what Kyle's. Yes.
that is a heatsink.
So thanks to all of you guys for supporting our channels and buying our merch. If you happen to do so, we will give you a shout out during the. Usually we do it during the after party, but my half of the show is going to be after party for the second half of my half. So it's already too confusing. Let's just move on.
Yes.
We'll give you a shout out. We'll shout out your name.
We sure will.
That'll be great.
All right, let's just dive right into some news because I've wasted enough of everyone's time. Starting with this one article from Wired. And I know right out the gate I'm going to be talking about a console, but that's okay. Just because we primarily focus on PCs doesn't mean we are any stranger to our
Then fiction.
stranger than fiction. Yes,
I don't know.
I was going to say any strangers to our console brethren. This is about the PlayStation 5, which is now officially revealed to be called the PlayStation 5. Everyone was just calling it that unofficially. They finally announced it. Well, it's been the same for like over a decade, so why would they change it now? Which I can appreciate. They're keeping it simple.
5 looks like an S, so it's like the PSS.
The piece of shit.
Piss.
The piss.
That new piss console.
PSS. Or the P5.
that's
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, sure. So this is a bunch of stuff that Sony was saying about the new console because they've been pretty tight-lipped about it until now. It's going to be arriving holiday of 2020. Don't know which holiday though. Could be President's Day.
Yeah, that would really throw a wrench.
Yeah.
Holiday
We said-
2020, everyone's
Yeah.
making plans, and then like
Right.
like Flag Day rolls around or
Flag
something. Like,
Day.
when is Flag Day?
National Cat Day.
National Cat Day. Just
Yeah,
Easter. Just a big
know?
Easter PlayStation launch. That's what we're missing.
Easter lives matter too.
Yep.
So this is pretty interesting. They are going to feature AMD Ryzen CPUs, as well as GPUs based on the AMD Navi family. But these Navi GPUs will actually support hardware-based ray tracing,
Oh,
which not even the PC desktop versions of Navi support that yet. So
wow, the PS5 is so much more advanced.
so
than
much more
gaming
advanced.
PC.
That's right, Paul.
I can't believe people still game.
We'll
on
have to
gaming PCs.
I know it's
when they-
what's even the point? But I would imagine that it's going to be faster, but how much faster we don't know. Are they still going to have capped frame rates? Can you adjust the quality settings, that sort of thing? But AMD seems to be infiltrating all of these consoles with their own hardware. I don't think many people will complain right now. AMD seems to be in pretty good standing with the public at large. They seem to focus on the SSD quite a bit. They'll be switching over from a mechanical drive to an SSD. Wasn't clear if it was like that is a baby, as a child in the background. If you hear that, everything is under control. You should not be alarmed. Do not call the police. This is just an act.
Baby.
The SSD, wasn't sure if it was SATA based or NVMe. We're not sure, but
Chat says there's a console players in the background.
one baby is a console player. But apparently the SSDs aren't just going to be faster; they'll be more efficient as well. Because with certain games on existing consoles that have hard drives, it takes a long time for the hard drive to seek certain game assets. So the developer will purposely make duplicates of certain files to speed up the seek times.
Whoa.
So you could have 500 duplicates of the same game asset or files on a single drive running on a single console, which eats up into your overall capacity. So with an SSD, since there's no seek times, it's virtually instantaneous in comparison. They can actually utilize that save space for other things potentially, like having a more detailed map or environment.
I did not know that they did that.
More files. Neither did I.
mechanical drives
That was
and-
like the most interesting bit in this whole article because they barely talked about ray tracing at all. That was like the headline. It's like they should have led with the SSD thing. That's way more interesting because they didn't expand on ray tracing at all. Apart from it's now confirmed to be hardware based.
It's a thing.
So the SSD is pretty interesting. That's going to be new. There's more console stuff in here if you want to read the full article. The users are going to have more control of their data. For example, you could choose to install only the multiplayer version or mode of a game instead of the campaign along with it, or you could uninstall just the campaign portion once you're done with it, and things like that. So they're giving users more control. Dare I say, almost like a PC.
Can you download more RAM?
That is still probably going to come with a patch update. There's going to be a new controller, obviously.
So it said a haptics
Yeah, it's
packed controller.
right. So it's going to have like
Packed.
dynamic resistance. So like if you're shooting a bow and arrow, there'll be more resistance on the triggers than there will be on if you're firing a pistol, for example. So that could make it a bit more immersive, whatever, lifelike and shit.
Be the golden age for archery games.
Could be. Actually, I don't know. I feel like that already happened with VR. That shit was awesome.
that was fun.
That was one of the best.
But you
things
didn't have
could do.
you couldn't feel the tension of the bow as
Yeah,
you pulled
right.
it back. It
They
was
need to-
only simulated by the audio.
There is that final frontier we haven't touched yet. But some other things. Voice-controlled AI is probably going to be a thing, so now your PS5 can listen to you as well. That's great. And some other stuff in there that's very console-y that I'll let you guys read if you want more info. But let's move on to our next article from... I couldn't find like a better source from this. This is CBS Local, so it's all newsy and shit. It's kind of lame. But I thought the topic was interesting.
Look at that. Look at two people sitting at a desk
Yeah,
talking.
they have no idea what they're saying. Fry's
camera.
computers shelf hardware thing. Script teleprompter, fuck you, San Diego. It's more or less, don't watch the video. But basically, it's Fry's. Fry's
I
is
wanna watch the
looking
video
pretty
now.
sad right now. I'm
These people.
I'm insulted that you would rather listen to them than me, Paul. It hurts me.
He's wearing a suit. That's
Cuts
very
me deep.
respectable, Kyle.
Well, I'm wearing one of your shirts. You should pride your own merchandise
You're
more
right.
than
I should
this
make-
corporate sellout.
I should make a suit version of that shirt. That's a
That'd be
great idea,
We
Kyle.
should do suit versions of all our merch.
Suits. Suits on the merch
A
store.
suit hoodie.
Coming soon.
So Fry's is apparently looking a little empty in a lot of its stores lately, and they're actually lacking a lot of basic items like cables, video cables, components, little connectors and things like that. That not even super specialty items, just really basic shit is missing from a lot of the store shelves in.
Did you know the
in
Fry's in Sacramento is an Aztec temple?
That's another thing I learned today.
Well,
'Cause
they're all
every
themed.
Fry's is a theme.
I like the theme. I thought that was kind of fun.
You mean
The
like
fact
the
that they
concept
did
yes.
that they did themes with all.
Yeah,
of them.
right. You never knew which one you were
Those-
walking into.
Those store shelves.
I like the Alice in Wonderland one in where's that one?
Oh, really? There's an Alice in Wonderland.
There is one. I think it's in the Valley. I could be mistaken though. There's a bunch of different ones.
This guy's a Green Bay fan.
But certain fans of the store, of the franchise, are a little worried that
they got a
the
drone
company,
shot.
company might be going bankrupt soon
Okay.
because look at those shelves. They look pretty barren.
Look at that drone shot, though. CBS Sacramento News 13 is really stepping up their production. Look at that. Look at that nice.
I bet they didn't buy that drone from Fry's.
It's like it's showing, Fry's logo, but it's got this facade, that's over what is really just a big warehouse.
Yep.
And it's kind of like, rusty and dirty.
Right. Is it supposed to be a pyramid, like an
I don't-
Egyptian?
I don't know. I've never been to this one
Neither
in
have
particular.
I think that's their
We have-
flagship location in the Bay Area.
We have the space shuttle one,
Right. Near Industry.
which is like, it's kind of okay, but it's like
Yeah.
there's a spaceship inside. That's okay.
Yeah.
Now, the City of Industry one is like Gears. It's a mechanic theme. The space shuttle one is in Anaheim,
Oh.
I think. Anyway,
Cool. So I did a quick straw poll. So I'm gonna paste it in chat.
vote on the straw poll.
Sal, you're welcome to paste it more too. Does anyone care about Fry's? I haven't shopped at Fry's or been to Fry's in a long time. If I ever go, it's because I'm out of options. I need something immediately, and there happens to be a Fry's somewhat nearby.
Okay.
That's really the only time I ever go there. Maybe like once or twice a year. Paul, do you ever go to Fry's?
Yeah, occasionally.
If you need something quick, or is it
Yeah,
usually
if
specific?
if I need something for a build or something, and like I need it that day, or I need it the next day or something, I'll often check Newegg to see if I can do a will call pickup. I'll check like Micro Center, because especially on the days that Joe comes here,
Oh yeah.
I have him stop by there, which
That's
is
nice.
convenient sometimes. And yeah, Fry's, I check Fry's too, because they might have it there,
Right.
and their prices aren't horrible or anything like that.
Have
It's
you
just-
noticed their selection being more limited?
I honestly haven't been there in quite a few months.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm wondering how widespread it is, if it's all the locations or just a few
I
of
feel
them.
like the last time I went to Fry's was the one in City of Industry, and as I was walking in, there was a guy walking out with a cart full of GTX 1070s because it was in the middle of
Just
the
mining.
It was in the middle of the mining craze.
That asshole. You
And
should've tackled
I
him.
went into the store and I looked at all the GPUs and they were like empty shelves.
All gone.
But a guy was walking out as I walked in with a bunch of 1070s, and I was like, I wondered if he knew someone there, if he just happened to get there when they put the stock out and he just bought them all.
Maybe.
I have no idea. But anyway,
Wow.
um,
Oh, I'm glad we're past those days for now.
me too.
All right, let's just quickly look at the straw poll to see if anyone is sad about Fry's seemingly going downhill.
Okay.
Let's take a look here.
No.
No one would care. I would say 42% of people wouldn't care, and 18% would care. That's still a significant amount, I think.
So just over 25% in the yes or kind of.
Yeah, that's the majority, I think, out of everything here. No, it's not. Most people wouldn't care. And in fact, a whole quarter of you just don't know what you'll do when eating a burger now.
Like
Fries won't be around.
I appreciate the convenience, the selection, the getting it shipped to your house of online retail. I
Yeah.
think it's been great in a lot of different ways, but I still think it's good to have the brick and mortar stores.
Yeah,
Like we said, there's certain times when you need it that day or
Right.
something, and going into a store, or it's something you want to like pick up and hold before you actually spend the money on.
yeah.
So I'd rather Fry's didn't go out of business, because it's another store that's out there that's competition, and but I guess if they do, I don't know.
Makes me wonder at what point will Amazon have some sort of like show, like what do you call it? Like a show house, show reel?
Amazon stores like
Like
brick
an
and mortar
Amazon store that you just window shop at. Like you can buy it there, but you don't actually they don't keep the inventory there. It's just so that you can look and feel and touch things like a brick and mortar store, and then you buy it on
You
Amazon.
mean like the Newegg Hybrid Center?
like the Newegg Hybrid Center, but
It's
successful.
just gone. It's gone now.
Yeah, I know.
I
it's just will call again.
kind of threw some shade in my last vlog video.
Oh, did you?
Because I went
Did you
there.
go?
I went there to do pick
Is it all
to
cleared
pick up
out?
something.
It's just like-
No, you don't even go there anymore. You go to the dock.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you go behind the guard booth up to the dock.
So it got sketchy.
where they used to have the employee warehouse sale.
Now it's like a drug deal.
Yeah, now
It went
the whole
from
front offices now
Hybrid
they've
Center.
moved back to offices, I think, with
picking up
people
crack
in them.
cocaine. in
But
a
I was just
back
walking
alley.
in and I was just pointing out, I was like, when they originally did the Hybrid Center, I still worked at Newegg, and I told them I didn't think it was a good idea.
and lo
I
and
was
behold,
like, I don't think this is a good idea. I just don't. Whatever. And they tried to have a bunch of events there over the years and stuff like that.
like telling them anything
And
did
eventually-
anything back then.
Yeah, and eventually they just decided to close it, I guess. So
Yeah.
I was right.
Good call, Paul. All right, let's move on to our next story, which is about the Core i9 10980XE.
No.
Still haven't gotten that to roll off the tongue yet.
10,980 XE, Kyle.
The 980. I'm gonna just call it the 980XE.
We have to
Don't
we have
care.
to say the thousands and the hundreds every
Nope.
time, I think.
Nope, we don't have to do anything.
And we have to say the whole name. The new Intel Core i9-10980 XE Cascade Lake X CPU. That's what you have to say every
Desktop
time.
processor.
If you're doing a review of desktop processor, if you're doing a review, you have to say that entire thing
Yeah, right.
every time you reference the product.
Oh, poor Steve.
You can't even say
poor
the
Gamers Nexus.
CPU or anything like that. Every time you have to be like. And see, the thing about the Intel Core i9 10980XE Cascade Lake X desktop processor
Yes.
is that we compare it to the Intel Core i9 10960XE Cascade Lake X desktop processor. Oh god, I tried to do it twice and I
and now your brain hurts.
Okay.
So the big deal here is that someone from Intel, specifically Mark Walton, confirmed that with one of the Intel Core i9 10980XE Cascade Lake X desktop processors that they had in their lab, it was able to hit an all-core overclock of 5.1 gigahertz on all 18 cores. 18 cores, 36 threads,
Huh.
5.1
What were they?
on Liquid.
On Liquid.
On liquid, no less.
So just ambient liquid cooling?
Apparently, that's what they said. No exotic cooling here. No phase change funny business. But Intel has made promises of this nature in the past, and they haven't really lived up to those expectations. So, grain of salt here. Also, worth noting that this was a chip in their testing lab. We have no idea if it was heavily binned, for example.
Yeah,
Your mileage may vary.
One of several hundred chips?
Right. It's definitely not a retail chip, so grain of salt there as well. And this is obviously Intel trying to... This is, so far, Intel's best attempt at firing back at AMD in any space CPU-related, because they're just kind of trailing behind on the mainstream. But these will be going up against AMD's Ryzen Threadripper 3000 CPUs, which are slated to arrive just next month, I believe. So that should be exciting. It should be an exciting shootout, especially because Intel has now lowered their prices, almost cut them in half, pretty much, since the last generation of high-end desktop CPUs. Literally, like, their flagship went from roughly $2,000 to $1,000 for an 18-core CPU, which is the biggest price cut, like, generation over generation that I have ever seen Intel do.
Oh, yeah.
Ever.
Significant.
Probably you too, right? I mean, you've been doing PCs way longer than I have, and you haven't seen them cut
Yeah.
to this degree
They've
before.
never had the level of competition.
Right. Well,
yeah. You could go back to 2005, 2006, but
Sure.
$1,000 CPUs was what AMD started back then.
yeah.
So I just like
My, oh my.
Gamers Nexus just straight up calling Intel
Childish.
childish because they're doing these pokes and jabs about different things.
They're all childish, though.
wait.
What did Jay say?
Jay replied,
No one knows how to market their
he
products
said no one
anymore.
knows to market their products anymore. And I replied and
You're
said it was stupid. It was fun. I love those Twitter exchanges.
Yep. That's
Anyway.
great. I'm Paul's Hardware, and I have solar panels.
Wah.
Wah.
Solar panels. Wah. That's me.
You California
That's me.
scum. Saving the planet and
Yeah.
shit.
That's the goal. Solar
yeah.
panels.
All right, let's move on. Because no one cares.
Okay.
Physicist dad builds epic 3D printed Lamborghini Aventador for his gamer son. Wait, what?
I pressed the wrong button.
How did any of those words get paired
Go
up in
away.
the same sentence? I'm not sure what I just read,
is
but I did see this
interesting.
article from Hot Hardware, and I thought it was worth pointing out. This is a Lamborghini, well, not a Lamborghini, but it's all been 3D printed in various pieces by a super dad who has a super son.
Dang.
That his son is probably super stoked to have such a cool dad.
How do you get two garages
I don't know.
kitty corner to each other? Who?
Yeah,
That's really cool. I want that.
they must live like in the South or
That
something.
whole house looks pretty.
Midwest
Pretty
must be really
impressive.
cheap.
Oh, there's a video.
I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, it definitely looks
These
like
news videos.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's get to some
And this
footage.
is Hot Hardware too, so.
Oh, look at
So
that.
they interviewed him. They're like, "Yeah, what'd you do?" It's like
Looks
3D
like he's
printed it.
taken it to the track a few times.
His it looks like he took it to an apocalypse once or twice. It's all it's not finished yet, so it definitely has that kind of rough looking exterior. It's not polished up or anything, but
Can you go and sell it? Like
I will
after
say
it's
it looks
done for
pretty
several hundred
freaking
thousand?
convincing. So their budget was $20,000.
Oh, okay.
Compared to what an Aventador usually costs, which is like $500,000 ballpark. Not too bad. I'm not exactly sure what kind of like engine they have under the hood. I'm sure it says it front and center. I just didn't read this article at all. I just saw the headline and I was like, I could just say the headline and that's news.
That's all you need.
But yeah, it's all 3D printed. Holy shit. 3D printed nerds are probably ejaculating all over this. Probably still make the car look better than it does now,
That's what they're known for.
yep. So yeah, 3D Lambo.
All right. See?
You got to step up your.
Yeah.
You got your baby a Tesla, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
got her
She
a
got the
Tesla?
Model S for kids.
Yeah.
you
Okay.
know, it's,
That must be the cool thing for dads to do these days. Just buy your infant child a car.
I didn't buy it for her.
Oh yeah. Well,
I just got it.
you kind of bought it with your purchase of the wall. No?
Yeah, I mean, somebody.
You had to spend money to get it.
Somebody
in some way.
used my Tesla referral link to
Right.
buy a Tesla, an actual car,
Oh yeah.
and my reward for that, for getting the referral, was the Model S for kids.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty free.
So that's yeah, it was free.
Good call. Cool. You gotta start them early. Give them
It's got
a head start.
a headphone jack.
It's got a headphone jack. No Bluetooth? What?
No Bluetooth. No, you gotta have the headphone jack for it.
Well, that'll
Maybe,
keep her.
maybe I'm sure Tesla will have a new Model S for kids very soon. That will make all the.
By the time your daughter is ready to drive, they'll have no more headphone jacks on phones, on any of them probably.
I'm hoping that she'll just never need to drive because by that time it'll all be self-driving cars.
Ha!
And nobody will get in accidents anymore.
Back in my day, we drove. That'd be weird to say. All right, let's move on to our next article from Ars Technica about a senator proposing mandatory labeling for products with mics and cameras. So, a bill has been proposed that the FTC mandate certain internet-connected devices like mics and cameras to disclose on their packaging which built-in devices they actually feature. The label would be standardized, so it's easily recognizable. Most devices already openly advertise if they have a camera or mic built in because this is usually a selling point for a lot of these products. Excuse me. But not 100% of the time. If you remember, not too long ago, there was that whole debacle with Nest Secure devices having that undisclosed microphone built in that no one freaking knew about. And it was just casually recording everything you said at all times without anyone even knowing it had a microphone. So, I guess this bill comes hot on the heels of that story, and in order to prevent things like that from happening again, this may require a sort of label that says, "There's a mic in here, stupid, watch what you're saying." It's probably going to be like neon green and impossible to miss. But the article says that this is a minor concern for the Senate, and they have bigger fish to fry and other things to worry about. GovTrack.us gives the bill a 3% chance of actually becoming law. So, everyone's fucked. just don't talk around any of your 50 million devices at all.
There's various avenues that you could go. I don't think this is a bad idea. I think Internet of Things stuff is often things. I mean, we deal with the tech world, and I still feel like there's probably Internet of Things stuff around that I'm not aware of that are watching me or monitoring me at any time.
Right.
I think it would be good for people to know if they're buying something that has the capability to connect to the internet and the capability to record with video or audio and transmit that information over the internet. I don't think that's unreasonable.
Definitely not.
Or just could be a bunch of nanny state bullshit, you know.
Nanny what?
Nanny state.
What's nanny state?
It's a term that libertarians like to use.
Oh.
Anyway, that's... See, I didn't want to get into anything remotely related to anything like that today, so let's... I don't think it's a horrible idea, but obviously the Senate has better things to do, like... I don't even want to... Never mind. Just
put a nanny state in it.
I can't... I almost did a segment today called I Don't Want to Talk About It, where I was going to just list several articles and be like, I don't want to talk about this.
Oh, like
here's something that exists. I don't want to discuss it. Okay.
Let's move on.
Yeah, anyway.
On that note, let's move on to our next article from Ars Technica once again. This is sad news. Doom Eternal has been delayed till next year. Boo. Bethesda announced today that the title needs another 4 months before it's ready.
I dispute your boo assessment of this article.
Why?
Because I think it's okay for games to be delayed in order for the games to launch in a good state and be good games.
Well, of course. I'm not saying that. I'm saying boo because I want to play it sooner.
All right, that's fine.
I'm saying boo because I wish that it was ready to play now. But I'm completely understanding of wanting to make a good product.
But I think given the way game development goes these days and the way it's always just a push to get the product to market so you can start selling it and make that sweet money.
Right.
I think as consumers, if we can communicate to the game developers that we are okay with stuff like this. If you need to take a bit more time to launch a game in a finished state rather than a broken state, where it's going to require a patch, or it's going to have bugs, or it's just not going to be what the developers wanted it to be, I think that's okay. So
would you say that's the same thing to Intel about 10 nanometer?
See, that... Yes, to an extent, but I mean... Has id been talking about Doom Eternal since 2005? Like, is that...
So you agree that there's a line.
20, yeah, there is a line,
a certain line
that you can cross.
Okay.
But yeah, obviously, sad that you won't get to play it earlier rather than later, but better if they're able to launch a more complete game.
I agree.
There's way too many games that are launched in a broken state because the whatever parent company, like, we have to get this to market in time for the holiday season or whatever like that. And there's a bunch of titles that could otherwise have been very good that people got like a tainted perspective on because they launched in a bad state like that. So
totally.
Yeah, give developers time.
Yep.
Pay them well. Make sure they're well fed and watered and have at least an hour of sunlight every day. And I think we'll have better games.
Very simple rules that just go a long way. You should start your own development company.
Good rules for most people, I think. Actually.
Yeah. Bio breaks are important.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to my second segment, which I...
Oh, wait. Somebody brought up Star Citizen.
Yes,
right,
Star Citizens. That's a whole other thing. But Star Citizen is a weird kind of category because, as far as I know, they are like releasing content. It's just not complete and as a full game, but it's like playable shit that the super diehard
like
fans are like, oh my god, like every like little crumb that they leave us, it's like you're just so much more forgiving for how long it's taken. That's not everyone's opinion. Some people are just like over it.
I still really like the idea of Star Citizen, but there's also something to be said for sort of a regular cadence from like announcements, teasing stuff about a game, and then eventually there's a launch.
Yeah.
And then like there's a cycle to that, and I feel like Star Citizen had so much hype early on.
Yeah.
Like people got burned out on it.
Yep.
People are like, all right, let's move on because it's going to take too long, or they're just going to take all the crowdfunding money and you know spend it on hookers and blow or whatever.
And it's like, why don't they just take like what they have now, make a game with what they have now, and they could always release a second game. They can continue working on all these big ideas that they're planning. Just release a second game a couple years later. Just give us a fucking game. It's been what, 5 years? I don't even know. I'm just shooting in the dark, but I feel like it's been.
It's a massive undertaking. So.
And they had what, $90 million, $100 million of funding? Was it 9 million or 90 million?
I don't know any of those stats.
It was
but they're out there.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to my second segment for today, which I whipped up about 10 seconds before we started the stream.
Oh, good.
So it's probably not going to be very good. And it's a new segment.
Okay.
Called "Is It Good?"
Is it good?
Yes. We're going to take a look at, and this is inspired from Greg at Science Studios.
Oh, okay.
Because he always looks at Craigslist ads, and we'll see if if people are trying to rip him off, and if the deals are good.
He should make a series, because I've seen him do that multiple times. He should make a series out of that.
He definitely should.
Call it Greg's List.
Greg, oh my God!
Craigslist. Come on.
Oh, that's amazing. You could have that one for free, Greg.
Greg, you do that.
Greg's List.
You stop fawning over your son. make a series called Greg's List. Damn it.
Fawning over the life you bore. Get your priorities straight, Greg.
It sounds super cute. That's congrats to Greg.
To you guys. Yeah,
and
that's fucking awesome. And Lisa.
Yeah. And Lisa. That's
you guys made a beautiful baby.
Indeed.
That's all Lisa. All right. Let's look at our first ad. Our first Craigslist ad. They should be linked.
Oh.
In the thingy.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh. Guess
links.
I pulled these up.
Blue.
I pulled these up late.
It's like a random
so we're
string
looking
of
at Los Angeles Craigslist ads.
Yeah, these are all LA Craigslist ads. So USD, everything's in USD.
Okay.
But let's take a look at this first one. It's advertised. I like how they right out of the gate. 4K gaming PC.
4K gaming PC.
All right. So with a GeForce GTX 1080.
Uh-huh.
And an Intel Core i7 4790K for $600.
Okay.
4K gaming PC for $600.
It's reasonable.
Doesn't sound too bad, actually.
Look at that.
Taking a look here, though. I don't know. Would you put a GTX 1080 in a system and advertise it as a 4K gaming PC?
If I was trying to sell it for more money, I would.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a DIY PC case.
Ooh, the case. Okay, I can see why they're selling it for cheaper there.
Why does the case say it had a 6600K and a 970 in there? That's weird.
I don't know. But that case, there's no airflow there whatsoever. So
that's true.
Right off the bat, you're gonna have to either
enclosed.
If you buy this, you either run it with the side panel off all the time, or you completely relocate it to a new case.
Okay.
Which is going to be an additional $100 or so. All right.
Do you feel at all bad for their text their phone numbers right there or anything?
Oh. I didn't think about that.
I'm sure it's fine.
Guys, we're just doing this for content.
He intentionally circumvented the Craigslist policies for inserting your phone number there. So,
right. Yeah.
As far as
no one be a dick. No one be an asshole and contact this person. Leave them the fuck alone, please. But I think that was a fairly decent buy if people are willing. If a buyer's willing to actually relocate the parts to a different case.
For $600, that's not bad.
Really not bad. That's going to be a good gaming PC.
Yeah, for a 1080 and everything.
And you will be able to play some games at 4K. Not a whole lot, though. NZXT H200 Mini ITX Gaming PC, 8700K GTX 1080 Ti, 32 gigs of DDR4 with an SSD. New, it says. New, $1,500. So $1,500, this is definitely this is big boy money. $1,500 PC. Okay. And so... it's the Mini ITX. Okay.
He's got an SFX power supply in there.
Interesting.
It's not really necessary in this.
Right. Maybe he ported it over from a different build. Liquid cooler on the CPU. It was the 8700K?
8700K, yes. It's a shot of that.
Okay.
970 Evo SSD.
I mean, it's definitely not a bad system. I think you could probably get something... you could just tailor it a bit more to your liking, I think, for $1,500.
I'd have to take all this stuff and put it into
PC part picker or something.
And figure out what the actual
right. He's got some nice case fans in there. They're all Fractal Venturis.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. I think this is pretty fair.
Performance benchmark.
I mean, obviously, if I had $15 to spend on a new rig right now, I would probably get newer hardware, like a newer GPU, maybe a Navi 5700 XT or something, or 2060 Super. Actually, if I had $1,500, I'd probably go for a 2070 Super, honestly.
It's interesting that they're throwing in the picture there of all the parts, like a build video or something like that. You know, they got all the parts out on the table.
I wonder if this is like a YouTuber, like a small channel or something.
I mean, just somebody who puts computers together to sell, apparently.
Right.
Anyway.
Wow. 800 watt SFX. I don't think I've ever used an SFX unit with that much wattage. That's fun.
Storage power. It's a Silverstone.
Yeah.
80 plus titanium SFX L power
I didn't know Silverstone made them 800 now. That's cool.
Huh.
All right. I would say this gets a pass. It wouldn't be my first choice, but I wouldn't condemn someone for buying it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be screaming fast. It's going to be faster than the vast majority of PCs out there. And $1,500 is not a terrible price for it. Like Paul said, we'd have to really add this up part by part to figure out for sure. But at a glance, it doesn't seem terrible. And then, is this the third one?
I think so.
Oh wow, this is also an NZXT H200.
Wow, H200i builds all over the place.
Apparently, and another 8700. Again, I barely even looked at these. I just kind of grabbed the first three links I saw. 8700K, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gig SSD, and a 1080 Ti. This seems like almost the same system for $1,400. So it's $100 cheaper. Same GPU, same CPU, less RAM. The other one had 32 gigs, right? Or was that the first build?
Yeah, I think so.
And I think this one has a bigger drive. This one actually might be a better deal. Doesn't have the liquid cooler.
This one does look like it's been used a bit rather than.
Yeah, it's been well loved.
Yeah. It's over in K-Town, so you can get some good Korean barbecue or something while you're over there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's something to consider.
That's a bonus. It's a good bonus ad. So I would say, I'd probably, if I was just gaming, I'd probably go with this one over the last one. Because it's $100 cheaper, and for gaming, I would favor the larger SSD than the memory. I think 16 gigs is plenty for
the other one had a
gaming.
mechanical drive in there as well, which
yeah,
it was nice to have, but easy to add.
And it was mounted at the front, which was kind of weird.
I thought that was strange. Yeah, that's they're really, really proud of that mechanical drive. Look,
it's rust.
Look, spinning rust. So worth it.
But that first PC wasn't terrible either. So actually, I didn't pick any horrendous options. I feel I was expecting at least two of them to be just like Craigslist status, you know.
Well, apparently, the impression I've gotten from just some of those videos of Greg's that have popped up is that all of the Craigslist PCs are horrible. But apparently, he has
There are some
been
decent ones out there.
he's been fooling us all, and there's actually some reasonable options. So, something to think about.
That's my half of the show, people.
Nice.
You are welcome for that glorious 30 or 40 minutes, however long the hell that was.
40 minutes.
And we're going to switch it over to Paul's half.
It's gonna be great.
It's going to be fantastic. Stick around. Follow the link in the description below if you're on YouTube, or stay right where you are on Twitch.
Yay.
And we'll be right back. Oh, shout out to Your Everyday Tech. Thank you in advance for doing timestamps. We love you.
Oh yeah, he's
You're the
great.
best.
Great person. Also, shout out to our moderator, Cell.
Yes, Cell.
Processing.
Cell. I think I saw Crafty in here too.
Crafty hacks.
I love you,
around as well.
Crafty. And my
Love you
wife.
guys.
My wife was in here at some point, I think.
Awesome.
I love you, honey.
I changed my start time so it's more reasonable.
Oh, good. All right, we'll be right back.
All right, bye guys. Wait, I gotta click things. Click.